right, so I thought I would have some fun today, use 4 different decks and just kind of see what comes out from a message perspective and advice. There's always an interesting story as well that goes along with the lesson. So I'm using a little tiny affirmation deck. In the bottom of the deck, first of all, it's a number 8. Okay, so that represents infinity as well as abundance. And you know, sometimes we recognize limitations and either we can choose to like move past them or we can stay within their bounds. So I love this affirmation. First of all, I am blessed with an incredible family and wonderful friends. I feel like this is what you have attracted into your life. If this isn't happening now, I feel like this is what is coming to you because of the energy that you put out, you're about to receive. Okay. Also at the bottom of the deck here is Ishtar, inner learnings. So this is really talking about like you following your heart, knowing that truth will prevail, you know, having faith and trust that like you understand that everything you've experienced is definitely for your development, your growth, your benefit. Okay. Sometimes we get caught up in like what actually happened and not why it happened or what was the lesson out of why that happened. And, you know, would I have made any of these changes if that didn't happen? Am I in a better position now than I was? I feel like this is like a realization that you're having or are going to have. I feel like you are, you know, really attracting a community. Again, another like number 8. So 8 might be, you know, significant for you. So I feel like you're being called to like connect with others, you know, in a supportive manner, giving and receiving. Okay. I feel like you're very blessed and surrounded by angels. Okay. So I feel like you're surrounded by people who love you and support you. Okay. And then I have the Emperor. Okay. So this is like really being in a position of authority, you know, really understanding like what it takes to kind of like be someone that people look up to, or you have some sort of like, you know, this could be someone that you might be dealing with soon as well. If you're a feminine energy, take it, switch it, however you want to do it. But I would guess that, you know, you're really attracting something. And I feel like this is like, you know, stepping into your logical mind and making really clear, decisive plans and actions. I feel like you're in a very strong, independent, authoritative energy. Okay, so let me know if this resonates with you. If it does, stick around. You know, obviously from this point forward, use your discernment to know that if this is applying and I'm picking up on your energy and this is advice for you. Okay. You are responsible for your own thoughts and actions. Okay. So as we share divine guidance with you, please open your mind and heart to receive this with love. We ask you to stand in faith, trust, and knowingness that you are divinely protected and loved, and these messages are for your highest and greatest good. And so it is. All right. So whoops, let's put this here. Just move this out. All right, so let's see if we can get some more information from the Divine Master deck. Kutumi Initiatory Experience. Your current situation is initiating your gifts, okay? Your extrasensory perceptions. I feel like you are in the process of transcending fear at this time. I feel like facing your fear leads to you being fearlessness and embracing your power. And that is, yeah, I feel like you're turning into like this, yeah, because you're going to be called into action. Enlightened action. Choose compassion. Move forward with grace. Okay. I feel like, yeah, but fearless. So I feel like there's a lot going on here. Then Kali Ma is at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So cutting cords to dramas, fears, and any kind of limitations. Like, Yeah, you're being prepared. Okay, so if this resonates for you guys, let's continue. All right, so I'm going to use the empath, elemental empath deck, which is beautiful, by the way, if you haven't seen this deck. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like you now understand that like your ascension process and where it's at. I feel like you're just letting, this is like confirmation for you to know that like you've gone through an initiatory experience. Your gifts have been heightened. Now you're working with them. I feel like you're being, you know, definitely guided to kind of not have any fear around any of it. Certainly respect of things and seeing the balance of that, but not fearing things, being neutral and objective, okay? And transcending any kind of fears, as well as like that connection, right? Specifically when you're connected, when you are working with the others, right? I feel like you have to, and you're using all your clairs at this point. So you're almost like in another realm. You're doing work in other realms, okay? So I feel like they definitely need for you to continue having like grace, compassion, discernment, you know, kind of keeping things to yourself, okay? For some of you, this is like, you know, definitely like spiritual training, like your development, okay? I feel like you've been presented with certain people, places, things that have kind of helped you develop certain skills. And some of it was like, you know, part of initiating, right? Sometimes when you go through like an initiation process, it's definitely like assessing your skill sets, assessing your learning. And then after that, you kind of like, okay, here are the areas we need to focus on. So I feel like that's what's going on. And I feel like one of the focus areas for you is like the fear, okay? And again, like being compassionate, having understanding, seeing things from a higher perspective and with love. So that's what you're learning right now. Okay. We have balance, okay? Duality, yin and yang, okay? All is connected. Yeah, you understand like everything is connected. And so it does take a lot to balance things out, right? It's a constant. That's the one thing that's constant is change. And so when things change, there needs to be rebalancing. I'm also getting, you know, this is you seeing things like in the gray, right? Like the gray is the most powerful because it's a blend of both. I feel like you're very in touch with your shadow. I feel like you're very in touch with the shadows anyway. And you're also very in touch with the light. Okay, so you're very balanced in that kind of energy. I'm also getting, yeah, you're releasing things. You know that things, you know, there's time for everything. I feel like you are forgiving yourself and others, and you're processing emotions when things kind of come up so that you can release any kind of fear. I'm also getting repeating patterns. Yeah, you're releasing anything that seems to keep coming up for you, or you're starting to pay attention to those types of things. You're definitely growing like in your awareness area, right? I feel like if you're seeing things continue to come up, it's almost like your guides are saying, okay, let's look at this. And then you're like, oh, let's look at this. Let's look at this again. I feel like there's some sort of message that's coming up to remind you to kind of like, okay, we're here to break cycles. So what is something that, you know, needs to be addressed? There's a lesson. What is that lesson? Okay. So it's about sometimes these repeating patterns and synchronicities, like it's your spiritual team letting you know that there's something for you to look at, okay, or to know. So maybe take note of what's happening in the moment or what the thought process was when you saw that angel number. Okay, let's start paying attention to what those things are that we see, because they are communication. Expression, yeah, and then I have expression, which is like a communication card. This is about you finding your voice, speaking your truth, being authentic. Sometimes we hold things in, we need to release them. I feel like this is about communication. Okay, so yeah, receiving communication and being able to communicate. Then we have confidence, and then we have intuition, taking up space, loving yourself, being you. You are worthy. Okay, beautiful. Then we have intuition versus fear, right? Trusting in what you receive. Connecting to your soul and trusting yourself and source, right? And we were talking about that earlier, like, you know, it's that this is the path. Like, you are doing what you're meant to be doing, right? As far as your development goes. I feel like this is, yeah, and then we have the Creatrix. How cool is this? Express emotions, birth your creations, and this is like womb energy. So this would be like Empress energy, right? New, like birthing new life, birthing creations in cycle, in motion, right? Co-creating with the universe. Creatrix. I love that. That's awesome. Very, very cool. All right, so we'll leave these here, I guess, and I'll just do a little tarot for us. Let's see what's up. What's up? What's up? Well, I split the deck. Mind you, like anytime I do a reading, I shuffle, I cleanse these cards, just so you know. So that I can just pick them up and I can continue doing the reading and not have to do this. All right, Emperor and the Lovers. Okay, so there is some sort of either decision that's coming up, which this would be second confirmation of that in this reading, or there's someone of importance that you will be meeting soon. So let's see what that's all about. Okay. What advice do you have? Is there anything that could help further understanding? Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. Sorry about the glare. Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely some sort of, yeah, hold on. And then I have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Okay, well, let's get some more and see what happens here. I mean, Six of Pentacles can be like giving and receiving mode. I mean, that's a confirmation after we've seen that a few times in this reading as well. And then we have the Six of Swords. So this means like being redirected, okay? So I'm getting that maybe you're meant to, there's some sort of like burden or releasing burdens, or just kind of like, again, releasing fear, right? Like, facing your fear leads to fearlessness. So it's like putting the burdens down and kind of like resetting. Okay. So I feel like this is like, okay, now it's time to go. Like, drop these. You can't take these where you're going energy. Okay. You're being called to help in some sort of way in the physical reality. I feel like, you know, there's an angel here that's like kind of just floating above this group, and I'm getting like you work with the angels, or you work with the divine, okay? And you're guided to help certain people with certain things, okay? And so they can't have you all burdened. So and it's like you can't take any of their burdens with you, and you can't take any burdens with you, period. I feel like you're being redirected, you're being brought into a new direction of some kind. You're going to leave the burdens behind. You're meant to go somewhere else and do something else. Yeah, look, we have the Hermit. All right, you're meant to shine your light very bright elsewhere. I feel like, you know, you may be going, maybe there's like a place that you're going and for the first time, and you're going to learn something about the history, the culture, you know, all of that. Maybe you feel extremely close to that. Maybe it has something to do with like Egypt, or maybe even like Europe or whatever. I feel like there could be some sort of relocation or trip, something over water is significant. So I'm getting like, I feel this is, you know, something that's part of your spiritual path of learning. I'm getting, again, here's those repeating patterns. 9 of Swords, and then we have number 5, repeating patterns. Okay, so we want to make sure we're looking at things that may have some sort of repetition. So that means something needs to be done about them. I feel like not repeating patterns of the past is important to mention. I feel like you have been able to find strength in the situations and build your confidence back up. I feel like it's still something that you're working through, you're balancing. I feel like you may have worked through the process of like balancing the ego and again, like staying in an energy of compassion and forgiveness of others. I'm getting like High Priestess energy. So again, like this one is actually clarifying to some extent the confidence card. I feel like your spiritual gifts, your connection, your wisdom and knowledge, esoterically, you know, your confidence is growing. I feel your expertise, being that this is a 9, and you know, I feel like this is kind of backing this up. And then the next card is intuition. So I'm getting like your connection here, your abilities here. You're starting to trust yourself. You understand you are worthy and that you can be yourself and be free and take up space. Okay? I apologize for this. My bad. Okay, so I'm getting like, this is like, yeah, like powerful energy right here. Okay, so yeah, I feel like you're working on, you know, again, like connection. Like this card is so beautiful. Look at, like, she's surrounded by this beautiful energy and she's connecting with this energy. She's, you know, absorbing this energy. She's sharing this energy. She is, you know, a very high vibrational like energy I'm getting, or he, it could be a he, doesn't have to be a she. There's this rebirth process that this energy is working with the divine on. And it's not just their rebirth process. What I'm getting is that this energy very much could be someone who's going to, yeah, because we have the Creatrix at the bottom of the deck, rebirth energy. So I'm getting like this energy is meant to help people through a rebirth process because this energy has done it themselves. Okay, and then I have death at the bottom of the deck. Again, this is like spiritual rebirth. This is ego death. This is like letting it go, right? There's a let it go earlier. Yeah, look, rebirth, death and rebirth process, towers. There's going to be a lot of drastic endings. And so people are going to be forced to go through a process of death and rebirth and in a spiritual sense. I'm not saying like, I don't want to project that onto everybody. This is something for everybody, right? It's about facing the burdens that might hold you back from being your highest and greatest self. However that translates for you, okay? In whatever language, vocabulary, whether it's death, ego death, dark night of the soul, whatever that is for you. I feel like it's so that something can be built stronger, and, you know, have, you know, and stick around longer, right? It's for the benefit. It's for the greater good, right? So I feel like, you know, it's a personal thing. Everything starts with you. It starts and ends with you. So it's like, yeah, it's like 10 of Cups. Like it starts and ends with you. This is the goal. This is like letting something fall apart because there's something far better for you. And you're being led directly to it. And so they want you to pay attention. Pay attention. This is what we're trying to bring to your table, right? Like, let's do this. We can anchor this in. Like, we can, instead of like all the false narratives and illusions, right, that we all deal with in our society, we can actually have this instead. So it's up to you. Like, what do you want to experience? I feel like people are starting to realize once the light is shining bright on the shadows, things show up that we didn't quite see before. But the fact is that they were always there. They're just, you know, they transform into all kinds of different things. I feel like there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of, yeah, just, you know, stress, anxiety, hidden secrets, a lot of deception, You know, this also can talk about like, you know, psychic abilities, picking up weird energy, and being able to like see this because of your light. Like you see through the illusions, you see people's shadows. People don't want people to see their shadows. They want to keep it hidden. And here you are, you come in and you light it up. You're like, I see the shit you need to deal with. I see the shit you need to deal with. And it's not like you're doing it from a place of judgment. It's just, that's what you're meant to do in some way, shape, or form, right? Like, you naturally affect people in that kind of way. And sometimes that sucks, okay? I'm not going to lie. Sometimes that sucks. Because then you end up taking it personally, right? Because they personally attack you. But you know, it's not you personally. It's your energy. Like, it's still you, but never mind. King of Pentacles and the Two of Cups, okay? There's some sort of fated, destined, you know, partnership coming in for some of you. I feel like this is something that is of like high honor, high standing. I feel like this is something that is as a result of many achievements, a lot of growth, a lot of development, a lot of healing. I feel like this is something that you chose to not settle less than. Okay, I feel like you know, decided to go through that healing journey so that you could, you know, understand yourself and, you know, your worth and your value. And as a result of that, like, you attracted someone who you're meant to be with. And, you know, you guys are on the same vibration, same frequency. This is something that, you know, is kind of like a destined partnership, okay? Very high honor, high vibration, and high grace, I'm getting. I feel like it's almost like predestined, if that makes sense. And it does for my sense, because my understanding is that, like, before you come in like, as far as an incarnation, you know, there are set things that happen, right? If other things kind of play out, like there's a divine plan, a blueprint to some degree. If you want to do your own research, feel free. But I would say that this is one of those things that's on that blueprint. So, you know, it's something that is not just like, oh, I ran into this person and there's no meaning to it, right? It's something, I mean, it could represent as like a friend. It could represent as, you know, some sort of strong partnership. But I'm getting love. So for those of you looking for the love, and you're on this healing path and journey, and you're doing the ascension work, because it is work, enjoyable work. I absolutely love it. Then yeah, that might very well may resonate for many of you. All right, y'all. So yeah, okay. There's still some like karmic energy going on, but I'm not paying attention to that. So I'm going to end the reading because we're on a very positive note. And I just want to remind you guys, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a YouTube live. We're just going to probably we'll all be in the chat for the most part. I'll be on video, so we'll just kind of hang out. You know, if it's something that you guys, I would like to do it every week. So if there was like a Zoom call so that we can all see each other and engage with one another face to face, if anyone would prefer that after Sunday, we can do something like that. But yeah, so I just figured we'll get you guys some like quick little readings. I'll do some collective read, and then, you know, I'm gonna do some discounted readings as well. So, and then we'll talk about a few different topics. So, definitely talking about like some protection type stuff, and talking about some crystals, and, you know, maybe there's some Akashic type stuff that we can get some information on and advice from. I'm able to do my Akashic and others, so maybe we can do like a collective Akashic reading. and see what advice we have at that perspective. So yeah, I look forward to interacting with you guys tomorrow. So just a reminder, Sunday, 7 p.m. on YouTube. All right, take care, y'all.